Fortunately, we have time for more. Would have loved to see the reaction to that option. Being could be. Alright. September 9, 9:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Ah! Phoenix, look! Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony. If I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What? Does White have the judge in his pocket, too? So, you're saying I'm going to be guilty, end of story? I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix, you know him? They were lovers. Still are. Really? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright. Phoenix? Well, court will be starting soon. What? Wait! The defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not... I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Well, we're doomed. September 9, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. Bumpies for Edgy Boo? I don't know if I put it that way. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. I mean, we could. I don't know what good it would do, since... Yeah, fine. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Ms. Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time I thought that Ms. May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Right, he gets to show off, and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name. wish to know the title of my personage? Your name? Yes, that is what I say. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim is Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there? I tell you what you already know. Very well, Mr. White, you may begin your testimony. I can't rip this guy's testimony apart. I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Ho ho ho. I hope you've made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Alright, witness account. Let's see, it was about 9 o'clock, I believe. I was quietly that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Mr. May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant. Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so... I don't remember any of the details in the court record. Okay. I can remember right. And the murder scene showing all this. How much being visible. Hey! Oot! David by the window. A bedlam coming from outside. How are you gonna hear it? From... a bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see... continue. Continue along here, oh no. E2 was surprised, of course. Really? Did that... What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. Did you know she'd been tapping the Fae off his phone? Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of this Fae woman. You'd make a good politician, Mr. White. Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. Victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. How would she... Edward cut this guy too, I wonder? Anyway, I'd better find a weakness in there. Okay, so... do you mean about seeing the, Yeah, sure. Victim, she ran away, but I gave chase. Did you see that? Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course, comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always absolutely perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. Victim ran to the left, you gave chase. Now that we already know. Victim ran to the right, according to Ms. May.
Objection!
Read right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left. But that directly contradicts Ms. May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right. Oh, it is simple. You've misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here. And the victim here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left, I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing? Oh. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Ms. May says right, and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both are right. He was in the room. He saw her go left because he was on the other side of her. Both witnesses are telling the truth. For once. I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There's one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing here. Time to show the courtroom, Mr. Ooh. Obviously, he was standing in the killer's spot.
Take that!
This is where he was. Look. When the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Order. I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion.
Objection!
The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. But now he's laughing? Good to subtly call him the murderer in a smart way, indeed. The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I've been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony.
Luck. Can't fix a broken testimony, buddy.
She ran to the left. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. No, there's only one hit. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness' testimony?
You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so the obvious one is that. You hit her twice, but that did not happen. One blow, right?
Objection!
Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were absolutely perfect?
We'll refrain from using this phrase from now on.
Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony.
Objection!
The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite.
Objection!
The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor.
Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony.
The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White.
Mr. White?
Oh, okay.
Apparently I'm being given zebra cakes.
The two accounts.
Oh, well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Heard that thing fall? What are you hearing? Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap! How are you hearing this from across the road? Whap indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, is hurting.
Deal with it. This is almost over.
Okay. You looked at the other window when you heard the thing fall? What?
Hold it!
That other window. You heard that thing fall?
What exactly was that thing?
Huh? Oh, that? The glass light stand.
Right. The one that had fallen over at the scene and is out of view from the...
Phoenix! Doesn't something about that strike you as odd?
Yeah, very odd. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White.
Huh?
What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand?
Yes?
Then change your testimony to reflect that.
Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony.
Okay.
Okay, of course. The light stand was lying on the floor when you looked, and there was no way you could see it out of view of the window. It's in the corner.
Objection!
Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand.
What?
Look at this.
These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes?
Correct, Your Honor. Now look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well,
Note that the stand is not within the visible area.
well, Mr. White? What do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity! Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
Mr. White?
Mr. White. You did it, didn't you?
Mr. Your Honor, Ms. Mia...
Looks like we're about to get our verdict.
Objection!
That's far enough, Phoenix Wright.
What? I forgot about Edgeworth.
Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now?
What?
I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap.
Get exercised, capitalist scum? The wiretap?